Good morning. Good morning, Facebook land. How is everybody doing on the second day of spring?
Day 2 of spring 2025.
Well, it looks a little not springish out there yet, but
Got
I'm
that
sure
right.
I'm sure it will at some point. So, good morning. Come on in, everyone. If you're just joining us for the very first time, who are we? We are all in alignment with Anita A and Cheryl V. And we come to you live every Friday for the last 4 years. OMG. And we just talk all about feng shui. And we get our cue from the Personal Paradise card deck, Tara Catherine Collins. And
Yay.
yeah, that's it. I don't know. Can you see the card deck? Probably not. It went invisible. I have
If you
magic
if you
power.
hold it right in front of you, maybe
Yeah,
you
I
can
have
see
magic
me.
powers. Anyways, things disappear.
Yes,
Uh,
you do.
That's going to be my next investment is a
There, see?
green screen.
See, there
Green
you
screen.
go. Holding it right in front of me. There's the
Okay.
deck. Now I can see you, but you got to bring it up. Anyway, you talk about
Anyways,
that. I'm gonna
and
shuffle this.
and we always wear these funny
Oops.
glasses just because we want you to start looking at your environment energetically to see what's kind of being reflected back. And you know what? They're kind of fun. When you put
Mhm.
on fun glasses, then you change your energy kind of shifts and you kind of go, "Oh, okay."
That little girl gets to come out and play.
Yeah, it's kind of like dressing up for Halloween or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's why we do what we do. Yeah. Okay, let me see if anybody's joining us.
Okay, you do that, and you're
And
gonna laugh because of the first card that literally flew out and hit the floor.
of course, they always fly out and hit the
Yeah,
floor.
but the first card that came out, you're quite familiar with it. We've talked a lot about it lately.
Oh,
Number
no,
24,
I'm gonna say, is it stoves?
it's stove. Oh, but you
Oh,
gotta tell them why we're laughing, because I tell ya,
what
this
the
card
heck?
keeps coming up.
Okay, yeah, just give me a moment here.
But you gotta tell them.
Okay, yeah, so stoves, that card has come up twice in our 21-day decluttering boot camp. And the first time it came up, everyone had stove on their list to clean and to make pretty and all of that stuff. So obviously somebody's stove is still not done. I guess maybe it's mine. Maybe I got to go back and do my stove again. I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
my grill. The grills in it, the racks
Uh,
are not completed
and
in mine, but
yeah, that's so funny. And the stove, right? The stove is anchoring the family's health
mhm.
and prosperity in the home, believe it or not, because it's fire energy. When you turn on those burners,
Mhm.
whatever you're doing, it actually amplifies or, heats things up,
Heats
gets
up.
things stirred in the pot, gets things going. It's energizing and energetic. And of course, that's where you cook all the beautiful, nourishing meals and, bring that health and wealth into the home.
Hmm.
So if your stove is in disrepair, like mine was one of the burners wasn't working properly. And I, finally made the decision, heck, I got to get this thing fixed because it is holding on to the health and wealth of it's anchoring that in our home. And so, yeah, I had it fixed and got it cleaned up and, things just started to flow. How cool is that?
Whew. All right. Wow. Okay, I don't know what to do here. I got three cards that all flipped up.
Of course. Good morning, Kathy, and thank you. She says, congratulations on our book coming out. Thank you, thank you.
You?
And yes, that's going to be next Thursday,
Yes.
the Ignite book launch. And if we haven't asked you, or if you haven't replied yet, we still could have you on our book launch team.
Hmm.
So the book is Ignite Impact. It's launching, I'm just making a note in here, launching next Thursday.
March 27th.
And if you would like an advanced reader copy,
Mhm.
and then you could be on our book launch team. And what that means is we just want you to read the stories or our story or
Or a
somebody's
couple
story.
stories. Yep.
And then we want you to leave a review. And then on the day of book launch, then we're going to send you a link and we want you to the invite you to download the book for free on your Kindle or
No, no,
wherever,
no. Download the book for free and then leave a review.
and then
It
leave a
has
review.
to, yeah, it
Yeah,
has to be in that order because Amazon thinks, how can you leave a review if you haven't downloaded a book?
right. Yes, there we go. Missing steps. That's why I have you.
Well, we have
Okay.
four other cards this morning. So we have a total of five cards today on a three-card day.
What?
Well, they all came out, so obviously there's a reason. So the
Okay.
first one was the 24 card. You already touched on it. We had a good laugh. The stove. The next one is number 17.
Mm-hmm.
Foyer. Or foyer. Depends how you say it.
Foyer,
I say foyer, but
foyer. Mm-hmm.
foyer.
Okay.
Then number 51, helpful people in travel.
Oh,
Well, we
yay.
just asked for some helpful people. So yay us.
Mm-hmm.
51. Then number 50, children and creativity. And one more, number 5, and that's three fives in a row, by the way, 51, 50, and 5, flowers.
Flower, flowers,
Flowers, plural.
plural. Cool.
So
Okay.
interesting. We have five cards from stove to foyer to helpful people to children to flowers. Pick a direction, any direction. I'm liking the children and creativity combined with the helpful people.
Okay. Go there.
So this morning, excuse me, I reached out to a friend of ours who was also one of our presenters the last 2 years for her Inspired Journey, our Women's Wellness Weekend, the live in-person event that we host here in Red Deer, Reverend Deanne Rose Hope. And I asked her, because I was directed to, my guides were saying, ask for some help. We are in the middle of our call for speakers. So I sent her a message and said, we know you have a large community. You've presented twice at our event, so you know what it's
Mm-hmm.
all about, the experience itself. Would you be willing to share with your community our call for speakers? Within minutes, she responds, absolutely would love to help you girls.
Yay. Thank
Sometimes
you.
it's just that asking.
Mm-hmm.
Last
Well, because the answer is always going to be no if you don't
If
ask.
you don't ask, for sure. And
Yeah.
last night again, I reached out to some of our channeling community that I belong to and asked for some help with the advanced reader copies with our book launch team.
And
And
they said yes.
they said yes.
Go figure.
Imagine that. When we reach out, when we ask for help, whether it's from the universe, family, friends, community, someone's going to say yes. Because we all like to be the helpful person. Sometimes we don't like to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And the helpful people and travel in the Bagua and the energetic space of our home is, at the front of your home on the right-hand side.
Mhm.
And when you have the helpful people and travel area activated, which means free of clutter, and with all of
Room to
those
move.
things that you love, and things just flow into your life, being in the right place at the right time with the right people showing up to help you. So if you notice that you're not getting those results, then you can look energetically through your feng shui eyes in the helpful people and travel area of your home and see what's being reflected back to you. And if it ends up being in the garage, like mine is, and maybe you can't park your car in the garage and there's boxes and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there, well, it's blocking that energetic flow. And if you just go and shift that energy, you'll be amazed at what starts to come in, it starts to happen. And you made a great point there, Cheryl, about helpful people. Not only on this plane, but we can sometimes energetically ask, again, whatever your belief is, you can ask God, you can ask Buddha, you can ask your angels, you can ask your guides, you can ask whomever you feel is in that unseen plane to come in and help and guide you. You can
Mhm.
ask questions, all of those things. So helpful people and travel is a really cool area. And then in the Bagua, it sits right next to children and creativity,
Activity.
right?
Yeah.
And children and creativity is all about joy-filled moments. Now,
Hmm.
Cheryl and I are getting ready to speak on an international stage, and we're, you know, formulating some ideas about what we're going to talk about, and we're going to bring in that children, that creativity, right? So we're looking for those creative ideas. So for us, we might want to look energetically at that area of our home right now and
Mhm.
see if it's activated or see how we can enhance it somewhere to
Maybe even
support
some flowers.
creativity, those ideas that we need to bring forth because they're there.
Mhm.
We just need to make room for them energetically. Hmm.
And what a better way for both of us to activate it than with maybe some flowers.
Well, wouldn't that work? Because, oh yeah, this all blah, blah,
Of
blah.
course, it all flows
Of
together.
course, yes. Hmm.
I was describing to our 21-day decluttering boot camp the other day that as a reward for cleaning my stove and oven, I didn't go for the massage that my shoulders were asking for, but I did buy myself a beautiful pink hyacinth. And they're considered a spring bulb here in Alberta. You buy them in the grocery store. And they emit such an absolutely divine fragrance. It
Hmm.
just, oh. So I have it situated on our island, so when I walk by it, you get this waft. And if I'm in the middle of the day or if I'm, waiting for something, the kettle to boil or whatever the case may be, I walk over and I just breathe in that fantastic fragrance.
And
That
how does that make you feel?
fills me with joy.
Ah,
Right? Which is the children and creativity. We want that joy. That's the word association, in fact, with that area is joy. So why not bring a little bit of joy into your life? Flowers aren't the only way, but in this case, if Anita and I want to enhance the children and creativity area, why wouldn't we use flower or a fragrance?
well,
This is
two
the
things
bond.
that have just kind of popped into my awareness. Number one is that our beautiful friend, mentor, Lady JB Owen,
Hmm.
just released a book last weekend with Diana Wentworth.
Hmm.
And it went international bestseller, of course. And it's all about magic, right?
Expect
Inviting
magic.
and bringing that magic into your life.
Mhm.
And I speed read the book last weekend so that I could leave a honest review for them. And one of the things that they talked about in the book was joy.
Mm.
That when you have joy in your life, you're resonating at a higher frequency, and the frequency of joy is even higher than love.
Wow.
Okay, so if you want some magic, if you want some of that synchronicity to come into your life, which is what helpful people in travel is all about, synchronicity, right?
Mhm.
Being in the right place at the right time with the right people, then you need to infuse some joy into your life. And the universe feels your vibration. So, what can you do to bring in more joy? And you just saw my partner's complete physiology change when she was describing that beautiful plant, right? That chi enhancer.
Mhm.
And the the thing that was really cool about what I just witnessed with your physiology was you were like taking in that deep breath from the essence of the flower. And maybe there's a clue that those chi enhancers that invite us to lean in, take that deep breath, are there purposefully to put us into a
Mm.
moment of stillness, to realign or align us, right? So that we're feeling calm. So, like you said, no matter what you're doing, and you walk by that place on the island and you get that waft, and you're taking a moment to go.
Mhm.
And what are we being taught when we meditate? You start off your meditation by taking a
A deep
deep breath
breath.
to ground yourself, to find your center. So
Mhm.
when you bring flowers into your home, you're inviting that to happen for everyone because everyone's natural instinct will be to go and smell the flower. I even have this artificial pot of paper whites, right? So
Mhm.
paper
Mhm.
whites have a really beautiful
Beautiful aroma.
smell
Yeah.
as well. But I
Yeah.
have this and it looks real. Like
Yeah.
it's a great imitation. And I actually had someone come over last week and they leaned in. They
Mhm.
leaned in to take a smell because they thought they were real,
Yeah.
right? Because they look so real. So it's just our natural instinct. We want to, and then when we do lean in, we have that opportunity to go, just
Mhm.
relax your physiology and the shoulders and just kind of take a moment.
Oh, I
So
love it.
that's why we're being called to bring flowers in because, it's only the second day of spring up here in Canada and we don't have any flowers growing.
Outside.
So
Yeah.
yet. Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love this conversation. And I'm sitting here thinking stove. Where does the stove come in? But when you consider this, so recently, don't remember exactly the day, we had put a roast in the oven and gone for a walk. And our walks are usually hour-ish. So we come home, and as soon as we open the door,
The
we get
foyer, when you got into the foyer,
into the foyer, we get that waft of the food that is being prepared in the stove, in the oven, right? Again, being greeted by that aroma. So similar to the flowers, and it brings this essence into your body. It's like, oh my word, does that smell good? And then
and
we
then
get
all of a
to
sudden
envision,
you start to salivate.
salivate.
Yeah.
Well, and you get this anticipation. I think
Hmm.
the anticipation energy, like the flower, the things around us, can work twofold. So if you're coming into the house or you know what kind of condition your foyer is in, and it's in less than optimal condition, you also have that anticipation. And that anticipation can be of dread. Or if it's inviting and welcoming and the house is being filled with the aroma of food that is being prepared on the stove or in the oven, that's inviting, right? Where is that? There's a balance, right? Which would you rather walk into? What do you want to anticipate? You want to
Mhm.
anticipate that joy. You want to anticipate the children, the creativity, the flowers, the travel. You probably don't want to anticipate chaos and congestion. And even my body, as I'm talking with those words, I can feel it changing my physiology.
Mhm. Well, I think also this, all of these cards tie into the unseen energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we think about coming into the foyer, we think about, what's the first thing that we
You're gonna
see.
see. Yeah.
But we have to remember that all five of our senses are engaged at all times
Mm-hmm.
and that they're picking up information that then transfers into how you're feeling at any given moment. And if you want to create that magic, you want to attract more magic into your life, it's all about how you are resonating. Wah, 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 right? And
I
so
love
it
your
may
sound
be,
effects.
that was good, hey? Yeah.
That was good.
Do you want me to do that again? Yeah.
Sure. Do it. Do it. Come on.
Uh, so it may be, this whole conversation is about that unseen energy. And, maybe today it's all about smell. Maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
activating that smell from the moment you walk into the door, as you go through right till you get into the kitchen. And I know working with realtors over the years, um, when you're, staging your home to show it, to sell it,
Mm-hmm.
smell is a big thing, right? So
Absolutely.
quite often a realtor will tell you to light some candles or whatever, but the one smell that everyone relates to and gives them a warm fuzzy feeling.
Baked bread.
Nope. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Interesting, hey? And I
That
actually
is interesting.
I gave you some cinnamon
You did.
incense. And yeah, cinnamon gives us all that warm, fuzzy feeling, makes us feel homey, all of that stuff. Yeah, cinnamon. And I'm sure if we were to go and ask the Google, what the scent cinnamon in the way of incense or
Mm-hmm.
essential oil would probably activate some, receptors in there that does something. But yeah, anyways, how cool is that?
That is awesome. I used to hear that it was like from realtors, and it's been a long time since I've had anything for sale. But if you had a bread maker, is to put on the process of making bread, because the smell of bread when people walk into a home, bread being made, is also that very grounding, nourishing
Homey, right?
home.
hmm
Yeah,
hmm
interesting. I hadn't heard cinnamon before. I like it.
hmm
Now I got my nose going.
Yes. I'm quickie. So when smelling and chewing cinnamon,
Hmm.
um, blah 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 blah. Let me just see.
Sure.
Okay. Well, you tally up the cards, and I'm going to ask the
Yeah, I've
Google.
got the cards tallied up, and while Anita's doing that, I always refer to double digitology, Marilyn Harper, Joy Roby, and the cards tally up to a 3 today.
Uh-huh. That's what I got.
That's what you got too? Yay! Well, a 3 by its shape is asymmetrical and not imbalanced, but the 3 is so powerful. The
It's a
3 is
power.
about connecting with the ascended masters. Making changes, sometimes using your wild imagination.
Hmm.
Were we just talking about children and creativity?
Mhm.
Talent in the artistic realm. Were we just talking about children and creativity?
And and
Being
and
sociable?
the ascended masters are the helpful people on the other plane, that
Exactly.
unseen energy that we're talking about with our smell.
100%. Being sociable, amusing, entertaining, and entertained. And the wah, 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 wah from my friend over here, that was pretty entertaining, I have to say. The
Uh,
energy of always seeing the glass as full, whether it is or not, and a change maker. So it's up to you to look at these areas in your home: the foyer, the helpful people and travel, the children and creativity, and maybe it's time to make some change because you are the change maker. I also want to say with the three fives, we had 51, 50, and 5. While you do that, I'm going to look up the triple five because
okay, well,
there's some importance
cinnamon
there.
incense, Cheryl. So
Mhm.
I'm getting the message that you need to light your cinnamon incense, and I should have kept some for me. I didn't. I gave it
Well,
all
I've
to
got
you.
lots. I'm pretty sure I can give you
Yeah.
half of it back.
Cinnamon incense clarifies thought and focus, prepping you for an enlightening yoga or meditation session. Cinnamon is a sacred incense that helps one bridge the gap between the physical and the divine world.
Oh, isn't that perfect? All right. Well, you know what I'm going to be doing right after this?
Hmm.
I'll be
So,
doing a little incense. So I did
excellent.
look up the triple five, the 555. Like the double digit 55, the 555 is also about change, but in a more powerful manifestation. In the old frequency, the 555 is about bumpy, many times upsetting experience of transformation. Big experiences of transformation. Huge transformation. However, that old frequency energy in it is itself transforming a bit. We speak because currently the 555 can strike fear in some humans. Whenever they would see it, they would think, oh no, everything is going to fall apart. We want you to know, we being Adironda and the Council, it is not falling apart, it's falling into place. I
Mm.
love that. The new energy of the 555 is to embrace the flow of things. The 555 indicates that the major, big time, huge transformation is happening in every cell of your body and in every cell of everybody's body and in every cell of the rocks and the trees and the buildings and the plants and everything. Not surprisingly, that magnification of change is also happening in every cell of your field. And if you want to read
Wow.
more, get your own copy.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. And it brings us right to the perfect top of the hour. Look at us. We got through 5 cards and they still all tied together. Like, you really
They
cannot make
always
this stuff up.
they always do.
Yes.
So yeah, remember, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Remember, comment Ignite in the comments if you
Hmm.
would like to be on our book launch team.
Hmm.
We'd love it if you would say yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And, look through your feng shui eyes today and see how you can activate some of that unseen energy.
Check
And
out the
especially,
stove.
yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
And leave us some hearts, some comments. We all love that.
You know
And
what? Instead of hearts,
mhm.
leave us some flowers today.
Ooh, okay.
How about
Spring.
we do
Spring
something
is
different? Some
here.
spring flowers for everybody. Yay!
Boop, boop. Okay, we'll see you all next week. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone.